Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of GG Gaming Gone Mad. It's Thursday night, it's 8:30, and that means it's time to talk weekend sports betting. Also have a look at some promos, and of course we'll have competitions for our live viewers as well. Well, if you look to the right of your screen, you'll probably see someone, and he's a lot smaller than the guy who normally sits there, Gary Lentin. Gary not with us today, but he sent an able substitute indeed. It's Justin Rowe Roberts, and he's works for GG Gaming. He's fresh out of varsity, and where better to go for your first job than a sports betting bookmaker. How are you, Justin? Welcome to the show.
How's it, Brent? Thanks for having me. Yeah, excited to chat rugby amongst other things today, and yeah, looking forward to the show.
Yeah, certainly. I'm looking forward to it as well. I'm just having a look now. We've been talking about technical problems. I've got a feeling we might have a couple here now because although we're live, I don't see anyone joining in, and I know a few of the guys are waiting, so I'll just keep an eye on that. But just to mention, if you are watching, you can subscribe below the video. And Justin and I are going to talk quite a bit of rugby tonight because he likes his rugby. And we'll start off with a bit of Varsity Cup. First round of fixtures out of the way, Justin, and I think most of the underdogs arrived on the plus handicaps.
Sorry, Brent. I missed out. You cut out for about 5 seconds there. I missed half of your sentence.
Oh, sorry, man. No, just saying. As far as the Varsity Cup handicaps go, a lot of the plus handicaps arriving in the first week.
Yeah. No, the Varsity Cup week one, the results were interesting. Starting with Puka UJ, I thought Puka were really impressive. Their forward pack was dominant, and they completely outmuscled the UJ pack, and it was quite a comprehensive victory in the end for them. Marty's Wits game, Wits really surprised me. They were really good up front. They dominated Marty's in the scrum and the line out. The Marty's pack actually ended up getting bullied, and I've at this stage I'll find it hard for Marty's to win the Varsity Cup. Looking at the other games, I heard that UCT scraped a win at home against UWC. I heard from a few of my mates that the UWC side isn't looking too bad. They got a few decent backline players out there, and their forward pack seem to be holding their own. And Tuks almost scraping through CUT, which I thought it would be a one-way. I thought it would be a dominant performance from Tuks, but I see CUT held their own in Pretoria.
They certainly did. I know one of the big money games, Justin, was the UJ Puka game, and a lot of people, there was a lot of sentiment. I know you talk with Henrik Swart every now and again as well. A lot of sentiment for them there, and I mean that must have been a big result for the bookmakers because from what I could tell, the bookies laid UJ from sort of plus 5.5 levels all the way into to win the game.
Yeah, there was a lot of money for UJ, although because of the result being called off after 60 minutes, it was almost like a void result because 80 minutes hadn't been completed. So a few guys got lucky there on the UJ plus and outright. But yeah,
that's true. I know there was a couple of bookmakers who resulted that differently, and I think the only fair way to do it, and most bookies' rules would have been a refund there. And Justin, I'm not sharing my screen at the moment, but just popping onto the GG Gaming side, I see you got some outright betting out. And I'll just run that quickly. Marty 16-10, Puka 18-10, Tuks 7-1, and you can get 12-1 and better the balance. Where do you think the value lies there if you're looking at it from a punter's perspective?
For me, I see it as a 2-horse race between Marty's and Puka. I think the value lies with Puka, although you can get better at WSB. We have shortened it for obvious reasons. Marty seemed a bit out of sorts. I know they had 4 or 5 players of their star players from last year that have left, and you could really see that. I mean, I think their front row got hammered, and their lineouts were just a shambles. So they didn't provide any good service for their back line. Otherwise, I thought Tuks would smash the handicap against CUT. Them struggling at home against CUT, who are really a struggle campaign in and campaign out in Varsity Cup. So for me, I'd say Puka.
Puka could be the value there at 18-10. Now, Henrik saying in the live chat, Marty's not impressing, and the guys just comparing. Some of them lost their UJ bet, some of them didn't, depending on the bookmaker. So I'm sure a number of bookmakers getting queries about that one. And Justin, we're going to run a little competition then. I had a look at the fixtures coming up this weekend, and this, guys, will be for you on the live chat now. You can predict the winning margin and the winner of the Ikeys versus Marty's game. That's the televised game, and that's going to be on Monday night at 7 o'clock. So Ikeys v Marty's, it's the Cape Town derby. I want to know who's going to win the game and by how many points. Usual rules will apply, and the person who gets the closest will win a 500 Rand betting voucher. And on that note, congratulations to Sean Nicholas, who won the voucher last week by predicting Wales by 5 points, and he got that one absolutely spot on. So that's Varsity Cup. And I guess, Justin, the question a lot of punters will be asking is, when do you see yourself coming out with your handicaps for Monday? Do you plan to be first to market, or is this the sort of thing you're going to wait and see before pricing up?
No. I'm pretty confident where I'd go for my handicaps for the next round of fixtures. I'll chat to Gary and Dave, and I'll try get those up as early as possible. I know we're going to try be out every Monday, pretty much before every bookmaker, try be competitive. So yeah, I'll try even get those up before Monday. I've got some stances on the games. I think with the marquee game, Marty's versus UCT on Monday, that'll be a cracker at UCT, which the conditions are never easy there at the Green Mile. So I think that could be a close-ish affair, and I'm just interested to see where the likes of WSB and Sunbet, where they price up.
It's going to be interesting. Where did you study, Justin? Did you go watch a bit of Varsity Cup?
Yeah, I was at UCT, so I would often go to the games at the Green Mile, or I'd travel to the Darnie Craven. I've currently got quite a few friends in the Marty setup. So one Monday where I'm off, I'll definitely head over to the Darnie Craven and go watch them.
Right, well, just to have a look at the live chat here, lots of predictions coming in. The majority of guys going for Marty's. I'm just going to skim through here. We've got Setas, who's going Ikeys by 5. So at this stage, if Ikeys do win the game, he's almost guaranteed to win because no one else has gone Ikeys. I know Tarello Treasure's come in. He's been a past win on the show. He's gone Ikeys by 7. So we'll see what the guys come in with. Lots of predictions there. And, of course, the closest one will win it. That's Varsity Cup on Monday. And we'll touch sides closer to then because I'd like to hear when you guys come out with the handicap so we can bring it straight up on the Good for the Game forum. But let's move on, Justin, to Six Nations rugby. What an absolute stunning start last weekend. And, I mean, I don't know about you, but I didn't see that England win over Ireland coming.
Jeez, what a cracker of a game, man. I didn't end up having a punt on the game. It was great to watch as a neutral supporter. I thought England were magnificent. Their pack was awesome. The Vunipola brothers, Chris, Itoje, they really managed to stop Ireland's big ball carriers like Furlong, Ryan, Stander. Whereas that's where Ireland have gained all their positive momentum against the All Blacks and the Wallabies last year with getting ahead of the advantage line. And I thought Youngs and Farrell completely outclassed Conor Murray and Sexton, who I rate Murray as one of the best in the world. So that was a quality performance from the English.
I haven't had a look at the World Cup betting this week. Have you guys made any adjustments to the betting? I was sort of predicting that there would be a drift on Ireland with England coming in, perhaps both of them about 5-1 now.
I don't think we have adjusted. I think maybe one result like that is looking at it a bit too much, but I do agree that England should come in a bit, and Ireland, whether it was an off game or if England were just that much better, I'm not so sure, but I do think there's a lot of competition for the All Blacks this World Cup, and I wouldn't be going into an All Blacks outright bet quite yet.
Yeah, if I was Gary and you guys, I might be looking to boost the All Blacks close to the time, perhaps lay as much of them as you can. I really do think the Northern Hemisphere are big runners. And let's just have a look at this weekend's game. The standout game for me is probably Scotland v Ireland, and I see 6.5 points, the handicap here. And what punters are asking is, will Ireland bounce back? Is it going to be a backlash? Or is it possibly the case of Ireland maybe not focusing more on the World Cup? 6.5 point looks like a well-set cap to me.
Yeah, my stance with these Six Nations games is that bookmakers generally set the caps up quite well. So as punters, it's quite hard to beat. But yeah, in saying that, I don't think Scotland will have, they don't have the defense to keep Ireland back or keep their big ball carriers like the Furlongs, the Ryans, the Standers, the O'Briens. And then as soon as they get over the advantage, when Conor Murray and Johnny Sexton start calling the shots, then it's going to be difficult for Scotland to contain them. But in saying that, Scotland on their day they can be a quality outfit. So I'm unsure on the handicap, to be honest.
Wales against Italy, around about 19.5 points. I haven't looked at your site in the last hour or so, but Wales favoured to beat Italy away there. I was looking at the head-to-heads. I think Wales would have delivered on this handicap the last 4 runnings. And Italy perhaps flattered by that result against Scotland with a few late tries.
Yeah, for sure. Again, I didn't really pay much attention to the Scotland-Italy game last week. I was more focused on the Cheetahs-Kings game. But after seeing, I think at one stage, Scotland were 33 up, and then I ended up actually checking the results a few days ago to see it was 33-20, I think. So Italy came back nicely there. But I don't think it's too much to look into. And another one where I have no real feel for the handicap per se. But I think Wales will win comfortably. But I don't think it'll be a cricket score. I think Italy will keep it clean.
Keep it clean. Well, it's not a bad thing for a bookmaker to have no strong feel, because he, of course, generally you guys won action both sides of the handicap. Let's move on to Sunday's game then. Another big game. It's England against France, 12.5 points. I actually make France plus 12.5 my best bet of the weekend. Look, people know I've had a bit of a love affair with France over the years. I didn't have any money on them on the weekend. They looked jolly good in the first half against Wales, racing to a 16-0, only to let Wales back in. I just looked at their record at Twickenham as well, and I think they might be able to push what was a very impressive English team fairly close here. 12.5 points. Have you guys seen action either side of the line there yet?
No real action as of yet, Brent. I think punters mainly come towards the end of the week. They don't really want to have their money tied down early, you know, when they could be using it for other things. But it's funny that you say France plus is your best bet. I think for me, if I had to look at these games, pretty much my only bet would have been on the England minus after last week. I just they were quality. For me, Farrell's probably one of the, if not the best player in the world at the moment. And they just got an all-round good team, and things seem to be working again under Eddie Jones. They went through a little bit of a slump, maybe I think it was last year, but it seems like they're back to their best, and they're firing on all cylinders.
Well, we may not agree with the handicap, but we do agree on something else. You said Farrell the best player in the world, and I've had quite a few Twitter debates on this. He'd be the first guy in my starting 15. A deadly boot. He can tackle. Okay, he puts a bit of shoulder in every now and again, but he can tackle. He can play 10 or 12, probably even 13. I think for me, if I was picking a world team, Farrell would be certainly in the top 3 that I'd put on my list.
No, for sure. I put him at 10 or 12, depending on who else I'd have at 10. And he'd probably be my captain, kicker, quality on defense. He's just a winner. If you look at him, like his personality, how he's just always up for it and he loves to win kind of thing. So he'd be my first guy on the team sheet. I completely agree with you.
Right. Well, we differ on the captain. So, guys, we're going to run a bit of a competition. You don't have to rush or anything. I'll bring up the slide quickly at the end, but this will be a Twitter competition. And what we want you to go on Twitter is you'll have to tweet me with hashtag GGGaming gone mad. And you're going to predict who's going to win the game and the total points in the game. And if I get my plus 12.5 France wrong, which it seems like quite a few people think I'm going to, then the person who's closest will get a 1,000 Rand free betting voucher from GGGaming. So I'll put the details up just at the end of the show on that one. Just skimming down, the boys is very active in the live chats today. I see Clemenco06 saying he wants to back Japan for the World Cup. I'm guessing GGGaming will welcome him with open arms, the punter looking to back Japan for the World Cup. And Italy on the plus seems to be quite a favoured result. Majority of people expecting Ireland certainly to bounce back. So going to be an interesting one. What else we got on this weekend? I know you got the Master Punter competition running. You got to give us a bit of an update on the two leaderboards there, Justin.
I've got the Master Cup Punter competition here. Geez, it seems like guys are really struggling. They're not hitting the mark. So in the Gold League, we've got Dale 123, who's sitting on 1,356 Rand. So he's made 356 Rand. We've got Loki, who's got 1,232, and third in at Snail with 900 Rand. So if you had put your money in and not made a punch, you'd be on a podium finish for now.
Well, that's actually exactly what I've done at this point. I'm just holding back, waiting for some action. I mean, I was up against Oracle Rugby. We had an even 500 Rand bet. The guy bowed out in the first weekend, did his money. But of course, I'm playing in this. Let's call it in the Gold League, the smaller league, and that's because of some disastrous punting I had a couple of weeks ago. But some of the bigger boys are playing in the Platinum League, which is a 5,000 Rand entry, and looks like the guys are doing a bit better there.
Yeah, the Platinum League's going all right. We've got Platinum Peanuts, who's sitting on 9,339. We've got Roy Flash sitting on 7,789, and we've got PB sitting on 5,000. So I think you must be in at fourth there, Brent, if you haven't laid a punt yet.
Oh yeah, no, I'm in the gold one. I think they're probably keeping the people like me who haven't punted out for now. I've just got. I'll be coming in on that one. But yeah, looking forward to that. And anything else on the weekend? A bit of English Premier League. I thought it was the United Liverpool game this weekend, but of course it's not. The big one being Manchester City up against Chelsea. Any thoughts on where the title's heading?
Brent, to be honest, I'd be guessing if I told you. I see Liverpool slipped up the other day, and City got 3 points last night, if I stand to be corrected. So yeah, it seems like a two-horse race there, but there's also Spurs in third. So I mean, geez, it's a tough one to call at this stage, but probably leaning Liverpool.
Right, leaning Liverpool to edge it there. Okay, I'm going to share my screen now. Let's have a look at some of the price boosts on GG Gaming, and we'll also have a look. In fact, we'll start. We're on the site now. That's just a quick look at the Varsity Cup betting. I'm just going to pop along here, and we'll have a look. Beat the cert. My cert this week is plus 12.5 France at 9 to 10. There's how you enter. Tweet Brent Graham using hashtag GGGaming gone mad, and there's my prediction: France and 54 points. And you've got to get the winner right, and then the points will be decided by who's closest. There's a R1,000 betting voucher up for grabs if my France bet misses. Let's go on and have a look at some of your price boosts, Justin. A couple that catch the eye quite nicely. The Valentine's offer. Follow your heart and fall in love. Tell me about this one.
Yeah, well, if I was an employee, I think this would be the only thing making my Valentine's Day a little bit sweeter. But yeah. So for the guys that don't have any dates out there, they can place a R500 punt and get that in a free bet, and yeah, that's quite nice.
Yes,
not complaining there. And then I think price boost wise, we've got West Indies draw no bets against England. A little bit of a strange one, not a footy or rugby punt, but
here we go.
A little bit different. And Windies, I think, have won the last 2 test matches. England look a bit out of sorts, so I don't know if any of the rugby guys want to get involved there, but it's a decent price. So yeah, Brent.
And then there was one other one which I think is applicable sort of all the time, and that was the birthday bonus. It's your birthday, am I right in saying you get a R200 bonus bet there?
That's correct. So I think when it's your birthday, you just call in. One of the ladies will answer, and you give them your bets, and they'll place it for you.
Excellent. Well, Justin, thanks very much. I think that pretty much wraps up the show. Thanks to all the boys on the live chat. I must say that 15 to 10, the West Indies looks pretty good. Peter Paul pointing out on the site that Holder, of course, the West Indies captain, is not playing, and he's been absolutely immense. So, yeah, certainly, I suppose it's a dead rubber. Is it the third test?
It is a bit of a dead rubber, so yeah. But the West Indies, they're back on the charge, so I don't know, take it how you like it, I guess.
No, that's it. I can see why you guys are giving them a bit of a stretch, but I quite like that one. But Justin, been great having you on the show. We'll definitely have you on again, and particularly probably to talk a bit of Varsity Cup, even if we do some separate show to have a look at that or something like that. We'll have a chat to Gary about that. But good to chat to you. Good luck to all the live viewers, guys. Remember, you can get your tweets on. I see Mr. Me6 has already put his Twitter prediction in there. And for those of you watching live, we hope you'll certainly stay on the channel, because we're going to have the handicap show coming up at 9 o'clock. I'm going to be joined by Couch Critic and Hendrik Swart. No Oracle Rugby this week. He's in a pub somewhere getting heavily wasted ahead of Six Nations Week 2. And that will be it. But yeah, Justin, great to have you on the show, and look forward to having you on in the future. And maybe sometimes you and Gary on at the same time.
Cool. Thanks, Brent. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's been really enjoyable. I've really liked this, and yeah, I'm sure me and Gary could do a duo in the future. And yeah, just keen to chat more betting and rugby when the time comes.
Yeah, we can never get enough betting chat. Thanks everyone for watching. See you in 10 minutes for the handicap. Remember, you can subscribe to our videos at the bottom of this channel.